for 63 yards in the opening 10 minutes. Michael Geary has attempted one field goal already. He tries another one from inside his 5-yard line.
55-yard attempt by Geary.
Boots it up. It's a hard line drive just left and fielded there by Millard Hamilton with room to run, and Hamilton is knocked out of bounds by Joe Lepsis. And that's where the Florida Bobcats will begin their next possession at the 15-yard line.
You know, when we say you haven't missed much, what you have missed is a lot of frustration on both sides. You got the Bobcats 3-7, CityHawks 2-8, and tempers have flared, personal fouls. One of the assistant coaches for the CityHawks got a personal foul penalty on the bench, unsportsmanlike conduct, screaming at the officials. So just two teams kind of frustrated right now. Things not going great. 0-0, 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
We are here in the Fleet Center tonight. The Florida Bobcats play in West Palm Beach, Florida, but they're building a new arena there, and while that happens, they play on the road neutral site games. And Clemente Gordon's attempt for a long bomb is just overthrown.
But another flag on the field. Eric Miller, wears number 65, is going to be called for holding. I mean, we've seen a ton of flags. I think both teams are confused. We're in Boston. We're at the American West. No, I'm sorry, that's what it says. The American West Arena, because we're using the Arizona Rattlers field. It's been transported all around this country. There it is. But we're in Boston at the Fleet Center, 2 years old. So I guess the players are a little confused.
Fleet Center, 755 square feet. Sports and entertainment complex.
Penalty was turned down, so it'll be second down. Look at these home games this season. They got a small arena at home, and they're building a new one, so they're going to take it on the road.
Fresno, Ottawa, Los Angeles, Boston. The league would like to see a team in Boston. Clemente Gordon pulled it back. Then he threw it, and it's nearly picked off. And it hit the carpet
before Terry Brown caught it. Boy, Eddie Brown got a piece of it. Look at number 21, Terry Brown, a little slow to get up. Also, Chauncey Hogan a little late to get up.
Terry Brown still down on one knee. Eddie Brown is up. Clemente Gordon off at 3 for 5 for 19 yards tonight.
They've been getting good pressure on him. A big difference this year from the previous game. Good dive that time by Eddie Brown to make a play on the ball.
Eddie Brown out of Michigan State.
He's saying he should have caught the ball.
He's had a good year for the CityHawks. Several categories.
Second leading receiver.
He's tied for 7th in touchdowns in the league with 13. He's had 3 interceptions, tied for 16th in tackles with 39. We'll be back to Boston on MSG in a moment.
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call AmeriLawyer for a free information pack. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
Hi, Alonzo Mourning here. Most of us are fortunate and have a chance to shoot for our dreams. But without our help, many South Florida kids may never get that chance. As Those Summer Groove, presented by Carnival Cruise Lines July 18th and 19th, we'll raise money for local kids programs with Hootie and the Blowfish, New Edition, and Warren G in concert, and a basketball game featuring Mitch Richmond, Gary Payton, and other top players. Call Ticketmaster for your tickets today. Join me as we help our kids shoot for their dreams.
Tiger Shark, one ride, and you just might lose track of time. Get a new 97 Tiger Shark with 0 down and payments as low as $97 a month.
Cute kids. But if one of them gets hurt, where will you take them?
Oh, well, there's a Columbia emergency room right down the street.
Good answer. But did you know this? That Columbia is working to reduce its ER waiting
time by up to 75%?
Yeah. You really know your Columbia hustle.
Well, I'm a teacher.
Capital of Idaho.
Boise.
Gave her an easy one.
Columbia Palms West Hospital is proud to be the official hospital of the Florida.
They love their football. Played the past couple of years. First souvenir for that young man. Mike Crispino along with Dave Jennings for arena football at the Fleet Center. No, we don't have those. A lot of penalties, that's why. 6 overall for 63 yards. Clemente Gordon, quarterback in the Florida Bobcats. Back to throw and had a man. Downfield, break open. Millard Hamilton, but Gordon just overthrew it. We're in the midst of a scoreless game with less than 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. A real rarity in the AFL. Both defenses have played pretty well so far.
Good job getting pressure on the quarterback, Clemente Gordon. On the other hand, the CityHawks have committed too many penalties. Winning the game now. That's Walter Grant, number 84. He's 0 for 6 on field goals.
CityHawks in their first 10 games have scored 76 points for the quarter,
51 yards away. Rush from the outside.
Snap is kicked to Dumping, and it is inside the right upright. He blasted home from 51 yards. Walter Grant has given the Florida Bobcats a 3-0 lead. We'll be back in a moment.
It's time for the Southwest Airlines Home Run Flyaway. During each Marlins telecast on Sunshine Network from June 24 through September 18, if a Florida Marlin hits a home run in the 5th inning, you could win 2 free tickets on Southwest Airlines anywhere Southwest flies. So send a postcard with your name, address, age, and phone number to this address and watch the Marlins through September 18 for your chance to win in the Southwest Airlines Home Run Flyaway.
The Marlins host the Montreal Expos, Monday night at 7, only on Sunshine.
We play all the games, all the time, because on Sunshine, we play your game.
Back in the hub, right on Causeway Street, directly behind the old Boston Garden. We're in the Fleet Center tonight. Mike Crispino and Dave Jennings watching Walter Grant, who just his first field goal of the year, Dave, from a long, long way away.
51-yard field goal attempt. Goes missing here. Let's come up with it.
No big red arm back here. This one high off the screen, fielded by Fidel Maynard. Maynard slips up near the 10-yard line. He's brought down. A good tackle made by Joey Vergas out of Central State in Ohio. Maynard had a shot to break it loose. He broke one loose last week in that route by Albany. 55-yarder for a touchdown. Not last week, it was Monday of this week. He's had 13 kickoff returns for 272. He's among the league leaders in that category. And he has been a very effective player for Larry Kuharich this year.
Look at this. Total yards. 33 yards between the two teams. Floyd touched the ball 6 times last week, 48 yards, 3 touchdowns. Very effective. Really was the bright star of the game last week.
2nd and 5. They gave him 5 on the first down carry. And the catch made by Eddie Brown inside Florida territory. So the first wide open receiver, and Perez finds him.
Yeah, he beat Grady Ross on a long crossing pattern. You'll see it maybe top of the screen, should come into your sights. There he is right there. You see Grady Ross is nowhere to be found, but he uses those boards. Sitting around on the outside. Good hit by Ross for the first down.
And the Boston Herald this morning, Babe really talked about his 12th touchdown of the year, and it's a brilliant one.
Good protection this time. Perez has time to throw. A little collision there. Oh, made it look easy.
Connell Maynor has given the CityHawks the lead. Absorbed the contact, made the catch, and now he'll hold the placement for Michael Geary.
Crowd gathering behind the
Geary misses the extra point. He's had some troubles on the extra points. Another look. Touchdown catch by Connell Maynor as he stole it away from Grady Ross. Moving back to the Fleet Center. The CityHawks leading 6-3.
Nautilus Fitness with 3 locations. Call today about our free membership offer. Nautilus Fitness, making America stronger.
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling a AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call a AmeriLawyer for a free information pack. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
Here, 500,000 people have strokes, but it doesn't have to mean the end of their lives or their lifestyle. Find out the warning signs of stroke from your American Heart Association. It could help you get back into the swing of things.
One car polish proved that it can take the heat. New Finish. How much punishment can just one application take? It all started with a weather-beaten car. First, New Finish restored a showroom shine with no rubbing, no buffing. Then we let the hood broil in the scorching desert sun for 20 days and baked it under highly reflective mirrors that intensified the sun's rays 6 times. Is the New Finish finished? No way. After 52 heavy-duty commercial car washes, water still beats. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish.
New Finish, rated #1 by leading consumer magazine. Available at Pep Boy, Eckerd Drug, True Value, Ace Hardware, Western Auto Parts America, Walgreens, Kmart, and other leading stores.
We play all the games, all the time. Because on Sunshine, we play your game.
Back at the Fleet Center in Boston, the CityHawks, with just 1 second remaining in the first quarter, will kick it off to Florida. Following the 18-yard touchdown pass from Mike Perez to Connell Maynor. Michael Geary mixed extra point, and now Geary kicks it through the goalpost, 60 yards away, and fielded by Pearson, who returns it up to about the 8-yard line. So he nails it from 58 yards away. But this is the extra point. 6-3, the CityHawks. Second quarter coming up.
Strokes off your game, guaranteed. Jack Nicklaus's personal technique that helps straighten slices. Take strokes off your game, guaranteed. Dave Peltz's revolutionary technique that has even the pros putting more accurately. Take strokes off your game, guaranteed. Get out of sand without sweat. Greg Norman's Earth Mover secret shows you how, guaranteed. Now take 2, 3, 4, even more strokes off your game with the secrets you'll get in your free issue of Golf Magazine. Take strokes off your game, guaranteed. Master teacher Jim McClain's simple secret to longer, straighter tee shots every time. Call now to get your free issue of Golf Magazine, plus receive your free Golf Magazine umbrella. Shoot lower, play better, or you don't pay. That's the Golf Magazine guarantee. Call now for your free no-obligation issue of Golf Magazine. If you decide to subscribe, get 11 more issues, 12 in all, for just $16.97. Plus, this Golf Magazine umbrella free with your paid subscription. Call now.
Welcome back on MSG to the Arena Football League. Mike Crispino and Dave Jennings. Earlier today, of course, big day at Yankee Stadium, Old Timers Day, one of my favorite days. Followed by the Yankees and Tigers. The Yankees have beaten Detroit 3 times in a row, and they've started to close the gap on the Orioles. The highlights of that game and Old Timers Day as well on the MSG Sports Desk, which will happen following this game. Approximately 10:30, the half-hour edition, and should be interesting to see exactly how Old Timers Day went. I wonder if Bobby Mercer got a hit today, or Rick Cerrone. They're still trying to imitate baseball players at their advanced ages. Clemente Gordon's pass is dropped, intended for Millard Hamilton, who just did not hold on.
One of those deals where he tried to run before he had the ball put away. See that on any level. He's smiling about it. He knows he should have caught it. You know, that last touchdown, Gary missed the extra point, which is his 8th extra point he's missed this year. And you asked me during a commercial, you know, is that standard? Is that above average? And I just looked at most of the stats around the league, and most of the guys have missed 8, 10, 6. So that's about average on your missed extra points in this league.
And you'd think that's an awful lot, but with the shorter goalpost, the narrower goalpost, it's going to happen. The pass catch is made near midfield by Bernard Edwards. He is their leading receiver, very dangerous, has 13 touchdowns on the year. His 60th catch of the year. Michael Geary and how he stacks up, Dave. He's scored a lot of points for this team. He's among the league leaders, 4th best as far as points.
That 40 for 47, now 40 for 48, but the goalpost only 9 feet wide instead of 18 feet 6 inches is what you get on the outdoor game.
So Clemente Gordon, after throwing for the first down, now wants to get someone in the end zone, and he has him. It's a touchdown, and Millard Hamilton beat Chauncey Hogan down the left sideline, and now he stuffs it in his face and draws a penalty.
Boy, have we seen a lot of these today. We've seen a lot of penalties, just stupid penalties, unsportsmanlike penalties. The left side of your screen, he gave him an out move. Hogan went for the out move. Now watch afterwards. Hamilton gets up. What does he do?
He spikes it right.
Spikes it right at his face. That'll be marked off on the ensuing kickoff.
So the touchdown by Millard Hamilton is his 10th of the year. At 34 catches. Walter Grant to attempt the extra point, and Grant nails it. So the Florida Bobcats have a 10-6 lead. We're just underway in the second quarter. Clemente Gordon has 2 touchdowns already.
The backache, even when you sit, wait. Introducing the Contour seat cushion. Turns any chair into the best seat in the house. Our
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call AmeriLawyer for a free information pack. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
Nautilus Fitness with 3 locations. Call today about our free membership offer. Nautilus Fitness, making America stronger. We play all the games, all the time. Because on Sunshine, we play your game.
Millard Hamilton has given the Florida Bobcats a 10-6 lead. Clemente Gordon's first touchdown pass of the night.
He puts a nice move on Hogan, which you won't see, but you see the protection. But look at Hogan, middle of the field. Hamilton gave him an inside towards the goalpost move. Hogan bought it, and then Hamilton went outside, caught it nicely.
3 plays, 40 yards and 27 yards. Of it, the touchdown pass from Gordon to Hamilton. Having been in the position of that defensive back that bit on the post move and then watched the man coast into the flag area for the touchdown, Dave, it hurts.
Yeah, and, you know, keep in mind, there's no safety back there to help you. You've got to cover both sides, inside, outside, short and deep. So if you don't get to your quarterback, the receiver has a great advantage.
Grant kickoff is through the goalpost and falls just outside the end line. So it will be touched back. That is the best kickoff you can have in this league.
But remember, there is a penalty from the kickoff, which should add 8 yards to this. They're going to put it to 5, but I think you've got that penalty against Hamilton on the taunting in the end zone. So let's see if they move this.
And
I think Connell Maynard had to tell him to do it. They will move it out to the... Okay, it's a 3-yard penalty.
Will be enforced at this time.
3-yard penalty for spiking the ball that goes into the stand. First down. I think we have our referee now. Saw him fiddling with his little magic box on his right hip.
Yes, we do. Well, this Florida team is 3-7. They do have 2 good wins on the road against quality playoff teams, Iowa and New Jersey. And
both division leaders.
Right, the win over the New York CityHawks. So tough to figure this team out. It's got to be difficult for them to be playing on the road, it seems, every week. They don't have any home field advantage. The completion made to Eddie Brown from Mike Perez. Babe Pirelli is the coach of this team, well known to people in the Boston area. Former Boston Patriots coach, player rather, back in the original American Football League. The big wins, as we mentioned, Iowa and New Jersey, and the tough losses. They're coming off one of those against Portland last week.
Tough to figure these out.
Portland had only 1 win before defeating Florida 45-33. Pitch out to Pahovic, sweeping! Pahovic blasts his way to the 15-yard line.
Look at him. Look at him. He's just giving it to him. He's fired up.
Pure and simple, he's a football player. And he loves the contact. 14 yards on the gain by Pahovic.
Oslick with a good block, number 75. See how he turns it up and in, just gets in the way of the guy downfield. You got number 3, Bobby Bird, with a block. Pahovic, he still doesn't go down. He's saying, you can't get me down. Good pulling by Oslick. Watch this. Listen to him.
How rare is that to see a 14-yard gain in this league? Very rare. League average is about 2 yards per carry. Bobby Bird goes in motion. Perez throws and contact and flags all over the place near the line of scrimmage.
It's like an illegal defense, I think.
Fingers pointed. We have been seeing a lot of this tonight.
They should just leave the flags on the ground. That's an illegal defense against Florida. Linebacker left his box. That's your signal.
Play in the end zone could have been called interference.
5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Travis Pearson, number 29. He's a linebacker. You got it. There he is. He's shaking his head. Kind of tough to put the reins on these guys when they're used to going out and covering different people, saying you can't leave the box, and that box is the 3 defensive linemen from linemen each defensive end to defensive end and down about 3 yards. So you're pretty much stuck right where you are.
Here's Perez, the handoff to Pahopik, and a little second effort for him and a gain of 3. He was stood up by Travis Pearson out of Auburn, Alabama State, rather.
A lot of talking going on. Pearson, Pahopik. I mean, we usually see this stuff in the 4th quarter. Just a simple blast off the right side. No lead blocker. Can they get him down? Look, he just keeps those feet going. Pearson, that's pretty good battle right there.
I think what we're seeing is both of these teams know this is a very winnable game, and they want it badly. For the CityHawks, it would be win number 3. It would get them back on track a little bit as they head down the stretch. Perez, oh, it's intercepted and then dropped.
Going for Bird on a crossing pattern. And how often do you see that? Bernard Edwards, their leading receiver with 58 receptions coming into this game. Look at him. I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. He's looking for Bird, doesn't see Edwards. Edwards has it. Oops. Slams that turf. See, he does not see Edwards, the linebacker, right in the middle. He's looking to his right. Tries to pop it over. To me, from up here, it looked like that pass was going to be short anyway. Edwards. Hey, what used to having somebody other than Clemente Gordon throwing him the ball.
He had a huge night against the CityHawks in the previous meeting. Now Perez looks and throws in the end zone.
But they got a pick on Eddie Brown. Eddie Brown with a clear pick, even though they went to him, he dropped it. That'll be an offensive pass interference against Eddie Brown.
Good defensive play made in the secondary by Grady Ross to break it up.
I mean, that was a blatant pick. Eddie, I mean, you can't be so blatant on your pick. Every team runs a pick play, but you have to be subtle about it. Watch right there. Bang! Left side of your screen. They made a little switch play on that, so he thought he was picking off the defensive back. He just ended up pushing him out of the way, and the defensive back stayed with him.
5-yard penalty, loss of down number 4.
So that, not only is that a penalty of 5 yards, they lose the down, so now Geary has to come out and attempt a field goal, try and get this lead down to 1 point.
4th and 7. Ball is at the 13-yard line, and they will attempt the field goal.
28 yards.
Michael Geary, 28.
Seen a fake field goal yet?
We have not. Cannell Maynard certainly capable of passing as a backup quarterback. Gets it down. Geary's kick is wide right. Placement didn't get placed down immediately.
No, Cannell Maynard had a lot of problems holding that football, and you saw Geary kind of stutter step. You can't really blame Geary on that one because the snap appeared to be pretty good. See if we can take a look at this snap. Watch Cannell Maynard get this ball right there. Sit, up. Now he finally gets, see Geary taking about 6 steps. Can't really blame Geary on that one. Normally, if it's a bad snap, the kickers are used to bad snaps. They practice those drills. That was a good snap. It should have been put down. You can't really blame Geary, although any, kicker will tell you I probably should have made it anyway.
29-yard attempt went wide right, and the Bobcats retain a 10-6 lead as Cannell Maynard explains to Michael Geary what happened. Geary might have to think about perhaps delaying next time before kicking on that situation. The catch made after the bobble, and Millard Hamilton turns it into an 8-yard gain.
Dwayne Zachary playing off about 10 yards. So they went to Hamilton, and folks, we may have a scoop for you here. You see a penalty flag?
I do not see a penalty flag. Huh. We have seen a ton of them tonight.
I wonder if they ever got that one out of the screen back in the guard. I wonder, we got to check that. We'll be there next Friday night. We got to see if that penalty flag. That was about 20 yards up the screen.
We ought to get Anthony Fucilli on that.
Hey, he's
our
on
field
Anthony.
producer.
He's on Anthony. Don't mention his name. What happened last time?
Disaster. Hamilton makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and he's into CityHawk territory for a first down near the 22-yard line. Fred Gales made the tackle.
I heard that kind of went to his head a little bit. He got a little publicity, went right to his head. Let's take a look. Sparta rushing up the middle, but the quick pass left side, right side as we're looking at it. Hamilton, who's been a big workhorse here, can't get free.
Wayne Zachary was on the coverage. The tackle missed by Michael Middleton. And Clemente Gordon now picking it up. He's 7 of 11 for 79 yards. First and 10 from the 22. Gordon, pump fake, steps up, throws, has a man. Pearson for the touchdown.
And he beat Michael Middleton on that pump fake, and it worked beautifully. 21-yard touchdown reception. Clemente Gordon over on the sideline giving fans high five. Hamilton has been a workhorse here. See if we see the little pump fake here, which right there, the pump fake, and that's when Michael Middleton came up and bid on the play. Hamilton with a nice, only have to have 1 foot down again as college rules.
Travis Pearson made the Lord Hamilton made the catch. He's now got 11 touchdowns, and the extra point is good. 17-6. The Bobcats, with 6:17 left in the first half, will be back in a moment.
No, it's our decision. No, I think I should make the choice.
You don't mind me asking, are you two deciding between an obstetrician or a midwife here at Columbia?
No.
Bible or breastfeeding? Hey. Natural childbirth or epidural? No. We're talking about wallpaper. So stuff. I don't get that.
I have nothing against rabbits. I just think the ducks are cuter.
Columbia Palms West Hospital is proud to be the official hospital of the Florida Bobcats.
Nautilus Fitness with 3 locations. Call today about our free membership offer. Nautilus Fitness, making America stronger.
The Gators' greatest moment. Oh, my! The opportunity to relive the sights and sounds of the most memorable season in Gator football history is now available on both audio and video with the Gators official championship combo package. You can purchase the videotape number 1 for all and the audio tapes The One to Remember, now for only $29.95, including shipping and handling. It truly was a season of many holidays.
And here's that.
And Danny Werfel, who was awarded college football's highest individual honor, the Heisman Trophy. And no combination of audio and videotape captures the moment more than the official Gators Championship combo. Call 1-800-538-2666.
And here's that last touchdown pass. Keep an eye on number 5, Michael Middleton on defense in the right side. See him bite on that pump fake, and Hamilton goes right by him. Good shot, good catch. Middleton just bit on the pump fake. And there's Gordon, who's getting things going on the scoring drive. They take an 11-point lead on the pass to Hamilton. Hamilton's second successive touchdown reception.
3 plays, 40 yards, and Cannell Maynor fumbles it off the screen and will not return this kickoff. Gordon's thrown for over 100 yards now, 101 and 2 touchdowns. And the defensive secondary problems of the CityHawks continue. They have gone through a number of coverage people. They just can't find the right combination.
lot of that has to do also with defensive pressure on your quarterback. You don't get pressure. I mean, again, you don't have any help back there. Everybody, in a sense, is playing man for man, one-on-one, no help, and that's the way it is in this league. Everybody's got the same problem, so the key is get to the quarterback.
So the CityHawks and Mike Perez will begin from the 5-yard line and delay a game. They nearly had a delay of game. They tried to call the timeout. Let's see if they got it in there. They did not. Delay of game. Oh, yeah.
We got half a distance.
Oh, hold on. Yep, they got half a distance.
Delay of game. Number 11 offense. Half the distance to the goal. Replay first down.
The first arena game played here in Boston ever. 11th year of existence of this league. They did have a team in Massachusetts, in Worcester, a few years ago. Jim Talbot coached it. In fact, his team beat the Tampa Bay Storm. That was the last game played in the state of Massachusetts, both tied. August 1994. Perez's throw is knocked down, and guess what? Another flag down.
And we have a low block by, I believe, number 57, Joe Lepsis. And Willie, no relation, Jennings got in on the coverage, on the pressure. Now, can they call it? I don't know what they're calling here.
We saw the preliminary indication was blocking below the knees. The interception nearly made by Anthony Hamlet. So the Florida Bobcats declined the penalty.
Number 57. See what they're talking about here. Unless they're talking about a chop block.
Oh, he fell down on the back of the legs, that looked like, of one of the defensive people. Perez's throws.
You know, I tell you, Perez is throwing backing up. You saw number 33 there that time, Joey Vargas, getting in on the pressure. He's just not getting time. He's throwing backing up. He's got no chance.
Tony Wells was on the coverage, and he made the big hit. And now the CityHawks are looking for a timeout with 4:50 and the clock running. Mike Perez threw for 84 touchdowns last year. And this year, Perez has gotten it into the end zone 39 times. 40 times now with one tonight. But he has taken his knocks. Before the game, we talked to CityHawks coach Larry Coherich, talking with Mike Perez about various areas of need of improvement for his team.
Playing well at times, we need victory, so that's what we're looking for. That we can put together a game and not beat ourselves. And I believe when we don't beat ourselves, then we just got excellent chance to win. That's what we're looking for down the stretch.
One thing I've always felt is you can find more about your team when you're going through some tough times than you can when you go through the good times.
I think you're 100% right. Certainly we've had our share of tough times, and for the vast majority of that, the team has responded appropriately. But we'll see now when the playoffs are out of the picture and all that goes with that, a chance to be in the playoff picture, a chance for additional money. We'll see exactly what you said. But I'm confident the team will rise up.
So far tonight, the Florida Bobcats have the better of it at 17-6. Perez has Connell Maynor, and he cannot hold on.
And the CityHawks got away with one because Matt Hoslick was holding. He was holding, and the player he's holding is number 82, Derek Warren. He's complaining to the referee. No call and no touchdown. Watch number 82. Now, it's right there. Look how he's getting held by Hoslick. Grabs his jersey. No call. Should have been caught on the fingertips, didn't pull it in. They got away with one. So Geary, 58, we're going to call this 63 yards.
Looks like it'll be 63 yards from Geary, middle of the end zone, and the placement is down. The kick is up and headed back toward the back of the end zone. Picked up by Millard Hamilton. Lots of room to run. Hamilton taken down just outside his 10-yard line. So Geary's 63-yard attempt is short and wide, and Florida will have the ball with 3:39 remaining in the first half and a 17-6 lead.
You know, you have to wonder how much better this team would be if they had Kent Wells. You know, they traded for him. couple weeks ago, but he came in. He was the offensive lineman of the year last year in this league, but he came in and he was hurt. And so he is done for the year.
Well, this CityHawks team is 10th in the league in 14 teams scoring-wise, 42 points a game. Mike Perez, 6th best in pass rating. Haven't been able to put it in the end zone as much as they've been able to move the ball pretty well. Here's Clemente Gordon, who's gotten a hot hand now. Wants to go up top. Has Hamilton, but he overthrew him. Middleton on the coverage. Somebody's got a souvenir up in the stands, and they're battling for it. There's a scrum going on down there in the end zone. Somebody down below has the ball. And it's not the big fella.
No, you'd think the big guy would have it from Kentucky.
No, the kid has it. All right, the big fella gave it to the little guy.
Yeah, I think they changed the nickname of the Celtics to Wildcats, aren't they?
Let's
Rick Pitino. You got Rod Mercer.
Hope not.
You got Antoine Walker. What I'm saying is Kentucky's become very popular.
Gordon's throw, and he overthrew another souvenir in the front row at the 23-yard line. Just never know, Dave. You got to keep your hands, the fingertips and the hands together. Remember the coach told you, thumbs together when you make the catch.
My coach just said, catch the darn ball, will you? Catch it.
I'm sure he used those terms.
Or something like that.
Something to that effect. All right, so that man with the Patriots hat on has himself a souvenir tonight. He'll go home and say, gee, I wish they had an arena team in the Fleet Center, and who knows, they just might. Gordon on 3rd and 10, and he has the first down. Big hit made by Dwayne Zachary. He levels number 27, Darren Hughes. But not before Hughes got the first down.
He was wide open. You'll see it right side of your screen. Gordon going to him the whole way. Just wide open. You see Zachary with a late closure. You know, Roger Clemens started today. He got booed here in Boston. Well, 3rd week of the NFL season, we just saw that Patriot hat. Bill Parcells comes back to Foxborough. How do you think he'll be treated?
Oh, they'll be happy to see him. I think they'll be really happy. Now, they have long memories up here in Boston, especially if you do them wrong. Clemente Gordon hands off inside. The carry by Joey Vergas.
And they will shortly stop the game at the 1-minute mark. Give you the 1-minute timing rules. Both teams have... No, they don't have their full allowance. New York called one timeout, I think, Michael. New York called a timeout. So they're down to 2. Florida's got their 3 timeouts. Now the clock will stop on any play where it would normally stop. Incomplete pass, play out of bounds, penalty.
The Arena League in its 11th week of play, approaching 1 million fans. It's the 2nd straight season overall, averaging 10,500. 9 of the 14 clubs are averaging more than 10,000 per game. So they're on pace to pass the 1 million mark. Total fans for the 2nd straight year. And a little visit to Boston to find out if there's interest up here in this league that now existed in more than a decade. Clemente Gordon throws and catch is made. Darrell Hamilton's had a great, Lamar Hamilton's had a great night so far.
You see him call Darren Hughes, and Darren Hughes is split out wide to the right. And he called him in so Hamilton could run that pattern outside. That's why they called Hughes in towards almost like a tight end. See, they called him in. He's number 27, and there goes number 26 Hamilton. There's plenty of room to work out there. Tackled him. I guess they called he was inbounds, so they kept the clock moving, 34 and counting.
Number 4, Thomas Orr is headed to the bench. Limping, and oh my goodness. Somebody missed an assignment. Derek Warren was wide open.
Derek Warren is a tight end, and I'll tell you, George, Del Rico got picked off by the umpire. Not that he would have made the play, but Del Rico was in coverage. The tight end releases right down the middle of the field, and he is wide open.
Derek Warren, it won't be any easier than that again for him. His first touchdown of the year. He's only made one other catch. And the kick is up and good by Walter Grant. The Florida Bobcats have opened a 24-6 lead with 24 seconds remaining as Jim Talbert discusses it with George Del Rico on the coverage.
You know, he was picked off, but I think he was picked off late. In other words, Warren had gone by him. And, you know, you wonder what does this team have to do to improve? CityHawks for next year, look at these last 4 games. They've got to get better pass protection from their up front guys. Because we've seen Perez just throwing back on his heels. He hasn't had time to throw.
And a better pass rush as well.
Better pass rush. Defensive secondary has to do a better job. Of course, that's linked into that second one, defensive lineman. You can't turn over the ball. -8. You're -8. Chances are you're going to have a losing record. They're coming into this game 2-8.
3 best teams in the league are +7, so that tells you that there's a huge difference. The New Jersey Red Dogs have been in a bit of a tailspin of late, +7. The Arizona Rattlers as well, and the Orlando Predators. And Iowa's Barnstormers, another one of the good teams in the league, +5 in the plus-minus category. Jimmy Talbot went to Weymouth High School, up to 15 miles south of the hub, not having a great night back home.
Can you read his expression?
Let's go. Here's the kick by Grant, and it moves off, picked up, and fumbled, picked up by Maynor, and he's down at the 4-yard line. Eddie Brown took a shot, dropped the ball, and Cannell Maynor was in the right place at the right time, and Eddie Brown's getting up very slowly. It's not a game of specialization, so the players try to stay on the field through the little hurts. Eddie Brown limps back after this shot that he took a moment ago.
Eddie Brown picks it up here and immediately takes a shot low, loses the ball. Now, Maynard cannot advance that because that's a fumble inside of the last minute of the first half.
Perez throwing, and it is caught by Eddie Brown. Nice spin move. Brown still on his feet up near the 20-yard line of Florida.
I thought he was hurt. Was that little...
He nearly hyperextended his knee if we get a look at this one again at the end of that play. 24-yard gain.
I thought he was hurt. Good protection that time for Perez. Wide open, Eddie Brown. Now right here, there, you can see that left knee. It almost hyperextended. They call their second of 3 timeouts, the CityHawks do. 12 seconds to go, ball on the 21-yard line.
These two hooked up in a real barn burner in the first game at Madison Square Garden. The Bobcats scoring in the final seconds. And then the CityHawks had 2 plays they ran in the final 7 seconds. Got it down to the 5-yard line before losing the game. That really sent them into a tailspin of late. CityHawks have dropped their past couple, including last week against Albany, 71-50. But that Florida Bobcat game at home really, really hurt them. 12 seconds left. And Cannell Maynor goes in motion. He starts from the 20-yard line, and Perez steps back and has a man wide open, and he underthrew him.
See what happens when he gets pressure? Throwing it backing up, and there was pressure that time. Eddie Brown wide open along the right side. Perez saying, look, that's my fault, but he just throw him backing up. You know, and a big part of a quarterback's strength is throwing with your legs. When you throw with your legs, you got to step into the ball, step into the pass. He hasn't been able to do it a lot this year.
And so with 7 seconds remaining, they've got a shot at least one more play on 2nd and 10. Maynor back in motion. Perez goes. Penalty flag down with 3 seconds remaining as Fred Gales was hit by Otis Mounds, and looks like he'll be called for interference.
Now again, not a spot penalty. It'll only be they'll mark it off from the line of scrimmage. Now 3 seconds to go down, 24-6. I don't think you try field goal here. Field goals aren't going to get you back in this game. Now Gary's going to hop on a field. They want the points.
Number 42, 8 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Well, they may want to boost his confidence a little bit, but I think, Dave, when you miss, if you miss, a field goal of this length, when the coach has given you the assignment to get something on the board, it could be more detrimental.
28-yard field goal attempt. I agree with you, Michael.
Harry Coherent makes the call. Wants to get Geary back in the groove. The snap, the set, and the kick by Geary. He missed this one wide right. Still in play. Pearson wants to run it back.
Penalty flag.
And he's brought down at the 7-yard line. So Not a good half for Michael Geary. He misses at the end of the half.
This will be a penalty against Florida after the ball was kicked, so it's not a defensive penalty. It will probably be turned down, and they should send him on in. Because it was after the ball was kicked, so it's post-possession.
And so a penalty-filled first half finds the Florida
5-yard
Bobcats.
belt against New York. 3-yard penalty from the end of the run.
All right, it's against
we'll
New
have
York.
one play untimed down. One play untimed.
Okay, so when there's a penalty against the defense in this case, I thought it was against Florida, but they're calling it against New York. You have the option of running another play. Now, I don't know why they run a play here, because you're 50 yards away from the end zone.
Well, in this league, you could score in one play.
Yeah.
Geary's missed 4 field goal attempts tonight. 41, 29, 63, and 28.
You just try a Hail Mary type of play here.
And the defensive secondary of the CityHawks drops back. Look at this. Another migraine for Larry Coherish this week. The team has played hard throughout their problems of late. Haven't played well enough to win.
Now, obviously, a shorter pass has worked because the defensive secondary is back on the 10 or 5-yard line. Maybe a pass and then a lateral.
What's the lateral? There they go. They throw it to Middleton. Breaks the tackle, and he's brought down at the 18-yard line of New York, and that will end the first half.
You hear Perez shout, watch the lateral.
The Bobcats of Florida, playing a home game in Boston, lead the CityHawks 24-6. We'll be back with halftime activities in a moment. Welcome back to the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts. Here on MSG, the Florida Bobcats are the home team tonight, beating the CityHawks of New York 24-6. Mike Crispino along with Dave Jennings, maybe not their worst half of the year, Dave. They were shut out earlier in the year against Tampa Bay down in Florida, but only 6 points, only 1 score. Penalty plagued and all kinds of miscues. This is about as bad as the CityHawks have played this year.
Well, no question. They seem very frustrated. They're making a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties, and they're just getting beat up, and they're just not getting the job done.
Physically, they've been beaten, and they've been beaten in the secondary a couple of different times. Let's take a look at the highlights, brought to you by Foot Locker, where it all begins. And where it began offensively and ended essentially in the first half was Mike Perez to Cannell Maynard.
How did he catch this one, Michael? I'll have no idea, but he stayed with it. You see, takes it away from Ross, stays with it, and then does his little dance. That's a heck of a grab. And Ross is saying, I had the ball. What happened?
Near the end of the first quarter, the CityHawks led 6-3. But after that, 21 unanswered points, Clemente Gordon keyed it.
Yeah, here's the play in the corner, just beating his man Hogan cleanly, is Hamilton, who had a big second quarter with 2 touchdown grabs. He got a penalty on this, though, because he came over and spiked the ball in Hogan's face.
Then the pump fake, and a good one it was, found Millard Hamilton once again beating the CityHawks secondary.
Look for number 5 in gold right there, biting on the pump fake. Hamilton takes the outside in move, little post pattern, beats Middleton. Middleton can't make a play. A nice grab by Hamilton for the second touchdown.
Michael Middleton beaten there. That made it Florida 24-6, and that's where we stand. We'll be back with more from Boston on MSG in a moment.
Arm strength, quickness, agility, and body control, the essential elements of the winning defensive baseball player. And with Coach Emanski's Defensive Drills video, you'll learn the amazing training secrets of America's finest baseball school. The Defensive Drills video features revolutionary training techniques developed by professional scout and instructor Tom Emanski. Techniques that get results, producing baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams and even a gold medal in international competition. In a recent review, Collegiate Baseball Magazine explained, with Coach Emanski's techniques, the future of baseball is here today. Even top professional players are impressed. Just ask Major League superstar Fred McGriff.
I'm so impressed with the instructional videos by Coach Emanski that I've given them my full endorsement. When you watch them, you'll know why.
The Defensive Drills video is available now for immediate shipping. It makes a great gift and benefits players of all ages and ability levels. To order, call toll-free 1-800-652-2112. That's 1-800-652-2112. Call now.
Riverdance. It swept Europe and now is sweeping the U.S. Experience this symphony of sight and sound, now available on home video.
the pulsating rhythm as 80 performers ignite your passion. Order Riverdance today, and you'll save $5 through this special TV offer. Now you can own your copy of Riverdance for only $19.98. Don't miss your chance for the original Riverdance. Order now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-2112 to order Riverdance. Order today and save $5. Only $19.98 plus shipping. That's 1-800-652-2112. Sorry, no CODs.
Does your back ache even when you sit? Wait. Introducing the Contour Seat Cushion. Turns any chair into the best seat in the house. Our exclusive two-layer design provides superior comfort and support. Soft white foam fingers adjust to your shape, while the firm blue layer gives comforting support. The extra tall back cushion fits your natural curves, from your lower back all the way up to your shoulder blades. The unique wedge boosts your posture and repositions your body to help reduce strain on your lower back. Plus, our special tailbone cutout helps relieve pressure around the base of your spine, reducing stiffness and fatigue. What a relief! It's the most complete seating system ever, all for only $19.95. We'll include this soft cotton cover, complete with carry handle and clever snaps, free, so you can use the cushions together or alone. You get the back cushion, the seat wedge, and the cover. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-652-2112 or send $19.95 plus $5.95 shipping to Contour Seat Cushion Department S, P.O. Box 4943, Omaha, Nebraska.
Joins us, and Larry, tough first half for your team. Offensively, only 6 points on the board. What are you going to do differently in this second half to move the ball?
I don't know. We're going to have to start playing tough. They took it to us. They beat us up there in the middle stretch in the half, and everybody's looking for an excuse not to do it instead of an excuse to do it.
You know, Larry, seems like the same thing. Perez throwing the ball when he's backing up because of the pressure.
It does, and then when he makes a throw to Maynard down there to put us close, it drops the ball. So we've got to go and address this business.
Is this team frustrated right now, Coach?
I don't know if they're frustrated other than they're just not playing up to par, up to snuff.
That about encapsulates it for you from Larry Coherich on the sideline. Time for the American Express quarterback comparison, brought to you by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. Clemente Gordon, 12 for 18, threw it into the end zone 3 times. Mike Perez for 89 yards. So Gordon has 160 on his way to another, Dave, another 300-yard night. He's had 3 in a row.
Yes, and he has had time to throw the football where Perez has not, and we've seen the effects. And as Larry Coherich just said, when he does have time to throw it, they get it dropped. When you look at some of the stats, look at all those penalties. 12 penalties for 84 yards. It's just way too many on both sides.
And that would be an equivalent in an NFL game of probably twice that much, this being a 50-yard field. So you'd have 160-plus yards of penalties in an NFL game, so lots of problems. On the kickoff, backing up off the screen by Michael Geary, taken by Lauren Hamilton. Hamilton breaks through, has a couple of broken tackles, and he is up past the 11-yard line before Gerald Bayless made the play. A 12-yard return for Millard Hamilton, who had a big first half. And the CityHawks will need to clamp down on defense and try to get back in this game. They are 2-8. Bobcats of Florida out of West Palm Beach, 3-7. Quick look at the standings will tell you that the 6th, 7th, and 8th teams in the playoffs have 5-5 records. Hamilton's over 100 yards already in the first half with 107. Clemente Gordon to throw, and up on top he goes to Hamilton. And Hamilton couldn't find the ball. It was at least 5 yards overthrown.
Beat Zachary, but he just was down there, and the ball was overthrown. Could never seem to locate it.
Just underway in the second half. Clemente Gordon making his 10th appearance this year. He's an 8-year veteran of the league, and that appearance in New York earlier in the season turned his year around. He made his first start that night, and since then has been firing on all cylinders. In motion goes Hamilton, and now Gordon goes to him. Hamilton knocked down, a solid tackle made by Eddie Brown. Gain of about 5.
One thing I noticed that this team does, they don't start guys in motion by backing them up and then turning upfield. They just put their guys back 10 yards and just start them running forward. Something we haven't seen around the league this year.
Babe Perilli is the coach. He has been in this league in a number of different locations. Now the head man here in Florida. He's coached for the Denver Dynamite, the Charlotte Rage, the Las Vegas Sting, Anaheim Piranhas, and now here. Gordon throws, and the hit is made, but it's good for a first down, and Dwayne Zachary took Tony Wells down.
Guy we haven't talked a lot about early on, Tony Wells, number 1. We didn't see him in the first half, as I recall. He just lines up on the right side. Bernard Edwards in the slot, and they're concentrating on Edwards, had him covered very nicely. And Wells, you can see him there, wide receiver, defensive back out of Kent State.
Playing in his 6th game for Florida, that's just his 4th catch. This Florida team, offensively, averaged just 38 points a game. That is 12th best in the league, 3rd from the bottom. Got 24 on the board and a 24-6 lead. This is a key drive for them, and wide open for the touchdown. Another blown coverage, it looked like.
And Michael Middleton went to the outside receiver, Tony Wells, and they let Bernard Edwards go right down the slot. Oh my, that's just a defensive breakdown. That's got nothing to do with pressure from your defensive line.
That's the 2nd touchdown on the night in which a Bobcat receiver was so wide open he could have walked into the end zone.
Now it'll be coming right at you. See Clemente Gordon looking to his left. Now he comes right down the middle, wide open. You see 2 guys on the far side covering the receiver, Tony Wells, leaving Bernard Edwards the leading receiver. That's the guy you don't want to leave open.
Bernard Edwards making friends with his perhaps new fan club here in Boston. Walter Grant's extra point is good. And as we saw last week, the CityHawks are in a 31-6 hole. We'll be back. The kickoff coming up in a moment.
I've never seen a bait that would do all this. Oh, man! What a fish! It's amazing. Totally amazing. Oh. It's unbelievable. Got a big fish. Very impressive. Just is amazing.
There's only one fishing lure proven to catch all these fish and virtually every species of game fish in North America. It's the Banjo Minnow, the world's first and only genetic response fishing lure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dan. But I'm here to tell you that the Banjo Minnow is truly the most exciting thing I've seen in a mighty long time.
Predator fish are genetically programmed to attack and eat crippled, dying minnows. The Banjo Minnow perfectly mimics the spastic action of a wounded minnow. A movement so realistic and so irresistible to predator fish that it could actually trigger a genetic response, compelling them to bite, even when they are not hungry. Both in the wild and at sportsman shows across the country, the Banjo Minnow has proved itself again and again and again that it will outfish every fishing lure in existence today.
We had made a fishing lure that actually made fish bite, even if they weren't hungry.
And it works. Everywhere you want to fish.
I've not missed a fish on the Banjo Minnow.
It's just unbelievable. They're going to have to outlaw it. I was really impressed. There won't be a fish left in the world.
The Banjo Minnow's unique patent-pending rubber weed guard lets every fisherman fish anywhere, by the trees, over logs, on top of docks, right where the big ones are. Have your credit card ready and call now to order the complete 110-piece Banjo fishing system. You get 24 Banjo Minnows in 3 different sizes and 4 colors. Banjo weedless bait hooks, counterbalanced jigs, and much, much more. All yours for only $29.95. For faster service, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now.
This bait is phenomenal.
Dorf, you've gone fishing with him. Played golf with him. Now, join Tim Conway as that lovable goofball Dorf in an all-new comedy video. This time, taking on America's favorite pastime, baseball.
Your pin-eyed suck.
Baseball is never going to be the same.
How about the moving this heap over here?
Don't miss this latest and funniest volume of classic Dorf comedy. Call this number and get your copy of Dorf on the Diamond today. It's guaranteed laughs or your money back. Call now and you'll also get this Dorf keychain and collectible Dorf baseball card absolutely free. This offer is not available in any store, so call now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-2112 or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping to this address. Get your video, keychain, and collectible card. Baseball like you've never seen it before. That's 1-800-652-2112.
Babe Parilli, the coach of the Florida Bobcats, couldn't be happier. He's got a 31-6 lead as the Bobcats get set to kick off. Where were you in 1960, by the way?
Well, I was 8 years old, third grade.
And in 69, you weren't playing for the Jets.
Junior in high school.
Kickoff goes into the stands. You saw a brief shot there of Babe Parilli as a quarterback for the New York Jets in the greatest year the franchise ever had. There he is today, and there he is wearing number 15. Didn't get a lot of chance to play that year.
They should go back to those uniforms.
I agree.
Helmets, jerseys.
Totally.
I think there's something in the works, though, folks.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Go back to those uniforms?
Well, they're going to change the uniforms, but they need a year lead time. They need permission from the league and a year in advance warning.
I don't think they'll go backwards, so they'll probably go to more flashy colors. Insignias, they're more 90s. Unfortunately, I agree with you. I'd like to see the old uniforms back. Well, Hopick sweeps, cuts inside on his feet, near a first down.
Boy, a great block by Hosler pulling out and blocking on Travis Pearson. A little difference in weight there, but number 75 with a real nice block for Hopick. Watch number 75, you're right. He'll be to the left side of your screen pulling out. See him right there with that nice block on 29. Real nice block. And Matt Hosler, who is the right guard, or right side of your screen, watch him pull out in the lead for Hopick. He's going to block right here on number 29, knock him into the boards. Good job.
Well, Hopick's now going over 100 yards as a ball carrier for the CityHawks in just 25 carries. So, Dave, his average over 4 yards a carry is among league leaders already.
Exactly. You'll see 2-yard averages, 2.5-yard averages. Say, well, that's not very good. But in this league, there's no lead blocking unless you give the ball to the wide receiver on the end around. Look at this, almost a 7-yard average.
And there's really nowhere to run in that. There's a width of the field is half as wide as an NFL field, so there's not much room to work. But Hopick is figuring it out pretty well.
Let's go Mountains, baby!
2nd and 7 for the CityHawks from the 17-yard line. Bobby Bird in motion. Perez back. Steps in, and a receiver knocked down in the end zone.
That's Almond Joy. Mounds.
Otis Mounds.
Knocking over Cannell Maynor.
Now, that is not as costly a penalty in the Arena Football League as it would be in the NFL.
42 defense.
The offensive team will not get it on the 1-yard line.
Now, see, they called defensive holding because the penalty was committed before the ball was thrown. If the ball is thrown and then the penalty is committed, then it's pass interference. I don't know, that should have been pass interference. Regardless, the ball is marched down to the 8.5-yard line where it's automatic first down. Good news. Bad news is it's a little tougher to pass the ball from this area because it's a short end zone. It's only 8 yards.
And so it will be 1st and 10 from inside the 10 for the CityHawks. Looking for their second touchdown of the game, and Hopick on a little cross-buck move is stopped short of the line of scrimmage.
Third time they've run that play. The first time they never got it off as Perez had to carry it. Second time, third time. That time, Vincent Fraley, number 50, he played his position correctly. Did a nice job. He stayed at home. He did not go with the flow to the right side. Stayed with his assignment, which is make sure the fullback doesn't cut back on you.
That'll set up a 2nd and 9 for the CityHawks, who desperately need a touchdown here.
But if they release the tight end, he'd be wide open.
Yep. There's some motion as Hoslick moves, but it looked as if the first move was made by Anthony Hamlet.
Yeah, but see, Hamlet he can come back across, so that should be a false start unless they use the NFL rule. Should be a false start.
Ball, encroachment.
Yeah, there was no. See, that's not the right call.
I think he made contact, though. If you really look at it.
He made contact because the offensive player moved.
I think he made contact before the Hoslick move.
Watch right side of your screen. See the defensive end come across. See, he goes way outside. Now look.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
there's no contact. That's
You're
not
right. You're right.
That should be a false start.
All right, underneath that Madras shirt, you've got a striped shirt on, and correctly so.
Guys in the truck trying to tell me the rule.
All right, 5-yard line for Hopick on a sweep. No room to run, and the penalty flag goes down.
Brett Quarta thrown right at his. They're going to call him for offensive holding.
scoring from this area has been a bit of a problem for the CityHawks the past couple of weeks. CityHawks have lost 3 of their last 4 since that tough loss to the Bobcats at Madison Square Garden. So when you lose a tough one, sometimes emotionally it deflates you. And of course, last week's effort, a 71-50 loss to Albany. You would begin to say it's going to be a tough road these final 4 weeks for the CityHawks.
Have a personal foul. Clipping, number 55. Decline. That penalty's refused. Play third down.
That voice you heard was Bernard Edwards, who is their leading receiver, playing defensive back here, telling the official he wanted to decline the penalty.
And it will be 3rd and 5 from just inside the 5-yard line. Cannell Maynor has the only touchdown of the night for the CityHawks. 8.5 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Maynor in motion, faked by Perez. Wants to throw, and he has Maynor for the touchdown.
Maynor did an excellent job because he was running left to right across the end zone. The defensive back stayed with him, lost sight of Cannell Maynor, who planted and came back towards the middle of the field. You'll see Maynor here going in motion. Now watch him start to run to his right here. The defensive back goes and he stops and wait a second, I lost my man. That's a good grab, good catch, good pass. Nicely run route by Cannell Maynor. They are going to go for 2 here. They're down by 19, wanted to bring it down to 17.
Missed extra point by Michael Geary after the first touchdown, setting up what will be a 2-point conversion. Mike Perez now 7 for 14 for 94 yards and a couple of touchdowns. So they'll go from the 3-yard line with Pohopic set back. Wide left in motion, Maynor looking to throw, turns around, can't find anybody. Going to be put down at the 10-yard line, and the Bobcats have foiled the 2-point attempt. 7:23 remaining in the 3rd quarter. CityHawks are back in it, down 31-12.
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling a AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call AmeriLawyer for a free information pack. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
2 kids. But if one of them gets hurt, where will you take them?
Oh, well, there's a Columbia emergency room right down the street.
Good answer. But did you know this? That Columbia is working to reduce its ER waiting
time by up to 75%?
Yeah. You really know your Columbia Hospital.
Well, I'm a teacher.
Capital of Idaho.
Boise.
Gave her an easy one.
Columbia Palms West Hospital is proud to be the official hospital of the Florida Bobcats.
The Florida Marlins present Fall Over Fun Saturday, July 12th, when Zephyr Hills Water brings you Billy the Marlin Roly-Poly Night as part of Billy's All-Star Weekend. The Marlins take on the Phillies at 7:05, and all kids 12 and under will receive an inflatable Billy the Marlin Roly-Poly. So be here Saturday, July 12th at 7:05, when the Marlins take on the Phillies, and receive your Roly-Poly courtesy of Zephyr Hills Water. For tickets, call Ticketmaster at 305-350-5050.
Take the journey. Sidetrack. Unravel the secrets of the Pharaoh. Explore. Did King Tut really marry his own sister? Scientists unearthed DNA from 3,000-year-old mummies to get to the truth. Step back in time and learn the secrets of the pharaohs on Sidetrack, Monday at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel. Explore your world.
Here it is, the no-holds-barred world of military aviation, the way you'd expect with the challenge of Flight 97. More close calls, more true stories, more incredible footage, exclusively here, Fox Golden Story. See what works and what doesn't, with all the facts, all the information, all the details. Fly low and slow over a carrier deck, wheels up with nowhere to go, missiles on target, bombs gone wild. See the triumphs, the tragedies, and the final seconds when all that's left is the ejection seat. Call now and join tens of thousands who own a series unlike any you've ever seen before. The Challenge of Flight 97. Own it. Enjoy it. Do it now.
Order the Challenger Flight preview for only $5 and receive a free pair of aviator sunglasses. Other tapes will follow about every 4 weeks. You may cancel at any time or return any tape for a full refund. Call 1-800-652-2112. That's 1-800-652-2112.
All right, keep an eye on Cannell Maynard, far right of your screen. He's going to come in motion all the way to your left, but he sells the pattern as though when he turns it upfield, he's going to go all the way to his right. The defensive back plays it that way. Whoops, stop. Let's bring it back. And there he is, wide open. Don't know if that's the way the play was designed. Maybe it was an adjustment, but it was a good play by Maynard and Perez on the same page.
Maynard now leads the team in pass receptions for touchdowns with 13. Willard Hamilton is knocked down inside his 5-yard line by Thomas Orr. Excellent coverage. And the CityHawks now will work on the Bobcat offense from about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, look at number 9, because he was supposed to block Orr, and Orr just knocked Bernard Edwards back. Bernard Edwards, very poor effort there on the block. He went over to his return guy and said, hey, I'm sorry. There's Cannell Maynard.
Cannell Maynard has his second touchdown catch. Nickname is Sweetness. Born in Fayetteville, North Carolina. School teacher in the offseason, as, of course, many of the players in the Arena Football League have other jobs. Ball batted in the air and knocked down. Smart play by Bernard Edwards, as the CityHawks could have grabbed an easy touchdown there.
Exactly right. Edwards with a smart play, becoming a defensive back, making sure that somebody does not catch it for the CityHawks and have an easy 6.
Bernard Edwards.
Ball quick pass. Now watch Edwards here. Slap it down. Good job.
2nd and 10 from the 3.5-yard line. Clemente Gordon's pass is overthrown. Intended for Edwards, and good pressure up the middle that time by Gerald Bayless, number 60.
I thought Edwards could have caught that ball.
Well, he got one hand on it. It sailed a little bit on Clemente Gordon.
Bayless. These guys got pressure tonight from the CityHawks defensively.
CityHawks, Dave, it's kind of unusual. They are among the league leaders in sacks, although they don't get a lot of pressure on. They seem to, when they do, they get to the quarterback.
Exactly. Either all pressure or no pressure.
As a team, Gerald Bayless has a couple of sacks this year. And as a team, they are 3rd in sacks with 13 in the league. Not a lot of that happens. You can't blitz linebackers. You can't bring safeties.
Well, you can bring a linebacker, but only one, and he's got to come on one side of the center or the other, so you know where he's going to be.
Right. The offensive line knows what's going to happen. And now Gordon throws. Complete. The catch made by Bernard Edwards, and good for a first down. So once again, they pin the Bobcats down deep in their own end, near their end zone, but cannot complete the 3-play stop.
On that play, Hamilton and Zachary and Middleton got a little confused, and they let Hamilton go down the middle, and that's when I called, you'll see it, Middleton number 5. See, they let him go right down the middle. He's wide open. Hamilton coming over late as Zachary and Middleton a little confused on their pass coverage there.
1st and 10 now from the 18-yard line. Clemente Gordon throws. Wow, what a hit made. Michael Middleton really decked Millard Hamilton, but Hamilton held on.
Just listen to this, folks.
Michael Middleton all over the receiver. He's from Indiana.
Makes me want to put the pads on again.
Yeah, 5'11", 209, not as a receiver.
So I can stand 20 yards behind the bench and listen to those hits.
Now, when you first started playing in the 30s, did you wear a face mask?
They didn't have them back then.
I just used to love that single bar mask.
Didn't have them. I invented one. My mom didn't want me getting hurt.
Oh. Clemente Gordon in some trouble, and he threw it away.
That's got to be
in the first row.
And that is intentional grounding.
Dave, this is supposed to be a neutral broadcast.
You're right, he did throw it away. Got away with it, too. Of course, now, they use the college passing rules, and I'm not sure if see, in the NFL, if you're outside the pocket, you can throw it away even though you're about to be sacked. Now, I don't know if that's the same thing in college. So I will plead ignorance there.
Plea accepted. Clemente Gordon, 16 for 26 for 226, has 4 touchdowns. CityHawks putting a little pressure on him in this series as they go 3rd and 5 from the 22. Little goal, they got to him, but he got away. Threw it in the end zone and deflected out of bounds by Dwayne Zachary.
Boy, Del Rico did not make the sack, but he got the pressure. And because the receiver was wide open early, but because Del Rico got in there and made the play, not tackling, but look at the pressure here. Clemente can't find his man. By the time he does, the defense of the CityHawks has come back, and they're all over the play. Because you can see Hamilton's wide open, but because the ball comes in late, Zachary has a chance to knock it down, so they will try, I assume, a field goal here. Are they going to try a field goal? They're going for it.
Going to go for it on 3rd and 5, and the CityHawks, 4th and 5, and the CityHawks get back into their defensive mode. So Walter Grant, the field goal kicker, stays on the sideline, and here's Gordon to throw as the first down.
He was down by contact. It is a reception first down, but he is down there at the 17-yard line. I think they surprised the CityHawks because a couple of CityHawks defensive backs were back in field goal. There it is, a nice catch by Hamilton, who is, I think he's been the best player out there tonight.
11-yard reception for Millard Hamilton, who's the 3rd leading receiver coming in behind Bernard Edwards and Cleveland Pratt, who is not playing tonight.
Hamilton getting an opportunity tonight to take full advantage of it.
And he's certainly proving his point tonight to Babe Perilli. Bernard Edwards is in motion. They pitch out on a sweep and a gain of about 4 yards made by Joey Vargas, who is the only man who has carried the ball so far tonight for Florida. Vargas, playing just the 2nd game for this team, had run the ball just 2 times prior to tonight. Travis Pearson, generally their full-time ball carrier. Pearson has not been much of a factor tonight.
What's following our broadcast tonight?
It would be the half-hour edition of the Coors Light MSG Sports Fest.
Boots floating around in there somewhere?
There may be a sighting of our little field-producing satellite, Anthony Fucilli. We're trying to catch up. We had the Yankees this afternoon, Old Timers Day. What a great day at the stadium. Yanks won again. They've won 3 in a row. Orioles now have to look over their shoulder a little bit. Did Yogi come back? You know, I'm wondering, is he ever going to come back? He says no until George Steinbrenner, as long as George owns the team. Indians and the Yankees will be our next game on the MSG Network. That's Monday. We'll begin our coverage with the AT&T Yankee scorecard at 7. I believe Hideki Irabu will pitch, if not that game, one of the games in the series. Could be Tuesday. He fits into the rotation. Great debut for him the other night. Impressive.
Now we find out it's Irabu.
Yes, we did. 2 seconds remaining in the half. Third quarter, rather.
Got offensive holding against the Bobcats, but they will put it down and just run out the clock. Irabu.
Yes, everyone here in the States has been calling him Irabu, but when his interpreter was asked how is his name correctly pronounced, he said he'd like to hear it Irabu. So we made the change immediately.
They should wind the clock. And there it goes, 2-1 into the third quarter.
So we've reached the end of the third quarter. The CityHawks trailing 31-12. We'll be back to the Fleet Center in Boston for the final 15 minutes in a moment on MSG.
Dorf, you've gone fishing with him, played golf with him. Now join Tim Conway as that lovable goofball Dorf in an all-new comedy video. This time, taking on America's favorite pastime, baseball.
Your penile stuff.
Baseball is never going to be the same.
How about the moving this to heap over here?
Don't miss this latest and funniest volume of classic Dorf comedy. Call this number and get your copy of Dorf on the Diamond today. It's guaranteed laughs or your money back. Call now and you'll also get this Dorf keychain and collectible Dorf baseball card absolutely free. This offer is not available in any store, so call now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-2112 or send $19.95 plus $4.50 shipping to this address. Get your video, keychain, and collectible card. Baseball like you've never seen it before. That's 1-800-652-2112.
I've never seen a bait that would do all this. Oh, man! What a fish! It's amazing. Totally amazing. Whoa. It's unbelievable.
Got a big fish.
Very impressive. Just is amazing.
There's only one fishing lure proven to catch all these fish and virtually every species of game fish in North America. It's the Banjo Minnow, the world's first and only genetic response fishing lure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dan. But I'm here to tell you that the Banjo Minnow is truly the most exciting thing I've seen in a mighty long time.
Predator fish are genetically programmed to attack and eat crippled, dying minnows. The Banjo Minnow perfectly mimics the spastic action of a wounded minnow. A movement so realistic and so irresistible to predator fish that it could actually trigger a genetic response, compelling them to bite, even when they are not hungry. Both in the wild and at sportsman shows across the country, the Banjo Minnow has proved itself again and again and again that it will outfish every fishing lure in existence today.
We had made a fishing lure that actually made fish bite even if they weren't hungry.
And it works. Everywhere you want to fish.
I've not missed a fish on the Banjo Minnow.
It's just unbelievable. They're going to have to outlaw it. I was really impressed. There won't be a fish left in the world.
The Banjo Minnow's unique patent-pending rubber weed guard lets every fisherman fish anywhere, by the trees, over logs, on top of docks, right where the big ones are. Have your credit card ready and call now to order the complete 110-piece Banjo fishing system. You get 24 Banjo Minnows in 3 different sizes and 4 colors. Banjo weedless bait hooks, counterbalance jigs, and much, much more. All yours for only $29.95. For faster service, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now.
This bait is phenomenal.
Back at the Fleet Center, Jason Pahopik, hometown boy, returns wearing number 35. The Boston College Eagle is really starting to excel in this AFL.
It's really nice to be able to play in front of some family and some hometown crowd. I know we'll get a lot of support here, and hopefully the fans here will appreciate it. Maybe we'll bring a team here next year for them.
How many people you got coming to this game?
I got about 60 or so. The final count's not quite in, but it's right around 60.
What's it like to play both ways here? I've been watching you this year. I've called you like a throwback because you play hard-nosed, you play very aggressive, and you seem to enjoy what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I really do enjoy it. It took me a little while to pick up the offensive side of the ball, but I'm still learning, and I'm starting to excel there, and I think I'm helping my team there, so it makes me happy to be able to contribute on the offensive side of the ball.
One guy not contributing on the defensive side there. I think they got Chauncey Hogan for defensive pass interference. Number 9 against number 9 down the right sideline. You see most defensive backs will not agree with the call.
Defense, 3-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage, automatic first down.
But again, they use the college rules, so it's marked off the line of scrimmage, a 3-yard penalty.
It's perhaps the only advantage the defensive backs have in this league, Dave. If they do commit a penalty, it doesn't cost their team as much.
Right side of the screen, you can see him pushing him, holding him outside. You're not really seeing the ball until the last second. If you're playing the ball, they'll let you get away with some of that stuff.
That's true. He did not have the ball in sight. In motion, Tony Wells. And Gordon tries to go up top. Pahopik on the coverage. They tried to go to number 50, Vincent Fraley, who plays an offensive line, but was a tight end eligible on the play.
That's right. He's the guy who comes up to the line of scrimmage, raises his hand. He's an offensive line, but when he raises his hand, he says, I'm a tight end. He released, and they could have got Pahopik for pushing in the back when that ball was in the air, but they did not call it. That's the type of play that if the tight end is wide open, he'll make the play. It'll be right side of your screen. He just releases right at you. Now watch Pahopik come over. See him push him right there? But that pass couldn't have been caught anyway, so they would have picked up the flag.
2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line. Tony Wells motions again. Covered by Eddie Brown. They go to the handoff inside. Pearson upended. What a tackle made by Chauncey Hogan.
Now, what are they going to get Hogan for? Taunting? They're going to get Hogan for taunting. He went down low. Pearson tried to go over him. What did they get him for?
We have a dead ball. Personal foul. Number 9 defense. Unnecessary roughness after the play. Kneeing a player while he's on the ground.
They said he was kneeing the player when he's on the ground.
Automatic first down.
Let's see this one again.
That happened earlier in the game, and they didn't call that.
He goes down low. Okay, now, see what happens here. He gets up, comes over. He just throws his knee into him. Well, I mean, why
I think that's unintentional.
Yeah, well, it's unintentional. Why do it? You know, why? What if
You're asking me?
What if I told you, don't let the officials officiate? So if you don't,
I never listened to you, so I don't know why you
missed the corollary last time.
I did. What number was that again?
That was number 1.
All right.
Don't let the officials officiate.
Gotcha. Pearson walks in for a touchdown, and it's going to get ugly here in the last 13 minutes because these teams do not like each other. Another flag goes down as Clemente Gordon taunts Jason Beholder. Well, both teams have spent inordinate amounts of time telling the other team how good they are, and it's cost them numerous penalties.
Now, what do we have here?
Number 17.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Over with. The penalty would be enforced on the kickoff.
You know, they're trying to sell the game up here in Boston. I don't think they're doing a great job of it.
No, I don't think so. A lot of undisciplined play tonight by both teams.
And this game can be a very exciting ball game.
I've ever seen.
37-12 for the extra point is Walter Grant. And the kick is up and good. Nearly blocking it was Bobby Bird. But it's good, and it's 38-12, a 26-point deficit for the CityHawks. Back with more on MSG.
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling a AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call a AmeriLawyer for a free information packet. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
Rack. Take it. Whoa, stay. Sit. Now, fetch the paper. That's it. Come on. Good. Okay, boys. Up. Cut the grass. Rotate my tire. Okay, Rex, come here. Shake. Yes! All right! Woo-hoo-hoo!
Stay.
They're nutty, goofy, zany, and
and just plain silly. From the creator of the award-winning television series Wild America comes a hilarious home video unlike anything you've ever seen. These are nature's Fantastic Follies. Fantastic Follies is a non-stop comical romp through the world of animals. It is not available in stores. Call now to get Fantastic Follies for just $19.95. Order now and you'll also receive Backyard Wildlife absolutely free. That's right. Both of these extraordinary programs are yours for just $19.95. Call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-2112. That's 1-800-652-2112, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call now.
Mike Crispino and Dave Jennings along with you on the MSG Network watching arena football at the Fleet Center in Boston. Larry Kuharich's team is 2-8. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. They seem to have it turned around about 4 weeks ago, but it's gone the other way now. And the penalties tonight by both teams, Dave.
And unnecessary penalties. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, taunting penalties, stupid penalties, frustration penalties.
The kickoff through the uprights, there'll be no return. And as we've said many times, that's exactly what you want if you're a kicker in the Arena Football League. The people wonder what types of players are in these games, who they are. A lot of them were drafted players, were in camps, played NFL ball, Canadian Football League, World League, and still looking to play the game, organized, and get a shot back at the NFL. The kickers, I think, have as good a chance as any of these specialists that we see in these games.
Well, the kickers, you know, the game doesn't change for the kickers. They're still trying to kick it through the uprights, and you can see what they can do. The only difference is you can't really rush the kicker here. You can't rush from the outside. So they have a longer time with which to try to kick the ball, so that's a little unnatural. Now, the ball comes out to the 5 plus the 8-yard penalty against Gordon, so it's at the 13.
Perez and company scored on their last possession. He throws, and the ball off the fingertips of Eddie Brown. So Mike Perez maybe just a little bit off in his accuracy, but his receivers tonight have dropped a couple of them.
Well, Vincent Fraley, number 50, rushing from the outside. As we look at the scoring drive, put some pressure on him. Look at that. You don't see that too often. 12 plays, 9-20. And a 7-yard run, TD run by Pierce.
Perez throws, and this one's off Maynard's hands. And into the
out of bounds off the board. Came back to number 21, Terry Brown, but it was out of bounds, therefore not an interception. And for those of you tuning in late, you're saying we're at the Fleet Center, but it says America West Arena. The Florida Bobcats play a lot of their home games on the road at neutral sites, and they carry around their own field. How do you like that?
Or they borrow it, to be more exact, the Arizona Rattlers. That time, he found Eddie Brown close to a first down, and Brown got rocked into the sideboards by Tony Wells.
I mean, if they didn't like what was going on, could they just say we're taking our field and going home? Remember when you were a kid? Well, not you.
I was never a kid.
You know that one kid, you know, would always he'd have the ball, and if he didn't like it, well, I'm going home. I'm taking my ball. Because they got a truck right down below, you know, outside the Fleet Center. Roll it in here, roll up the carpet.
You know what Babe Hurley was talking about on the Boston Herald this morning is how tough these players are because of these walls. And look at this. How they get rocked.
Looked like, you know, he put his head down. Tony Wells did try to drive it into the boards. I don't know if I like that.
Perez goes up top and overthrows Cannell Maynard on 2nd and 10. CityHawks have got to look to score and score quickly now. It is a quick strike league. They call it the 50-yard indoor war, but you can score quickly in this league.
And when you go with the no huddle as the CityHawks are, you can even make it more quick.
Oh, handoff on a draw on 2nd and 10, and it was sniffed out beautifully by the Bobcats. In on the tackle, number 29, Travis Pearson, and Pahovic.
Yeah, but you notice something? He didn't lie on the ground and you know, let him come on the field. He hopped off the field and said, bring Del Rico in.
Perez throws it up for grabs.
Little Willie, no relation Jennings. He got in there right on top of Perez and had to throw it up for grabs.
An incompletion will set up a 4th and 8. CityHawks will have to go for it, down 38-12. Mike Perez, 7 for 17 now, and 94 yards, a couple of touchdowns tonight. Perez heads to the sideline. They're going to go for a field goal. Michael Geary.
A 40-yard field goal attempt here.
He's missed all 4 tonight. They set it down. Geary kicks it up, and it is no good. Wide left. Fumble by Pearson, and he recovers it on the 2-yard line.
See, that's why they went for the field goal. They knew Geary would miss it. It would come off the board. They recovered for a touchdown. Nothing's going right for the CityHawks. You know, why do you go for a field goal there, to be honest? I don't know.
0 for 5 now for Michael Geary. He's missed from 41, 29, 63, 28, 37. We're here at the Fleet Center in Boston, Massachusetts. The Celtics now coached by
Stand up.
Rick Pitino.
Stand up.
16 championship flag.
Salute. Salute.
You're pretty far gone, I have to say. Now, the all-time team, you picked this team prior to the game?
Absolutely.
Oh, you put my man, the Coos, in there. I like that.
Absolutely.
Tackle made, driven back into the end zone.
Bill Russell, 11 championships in 13 years.
Oh, he's got to be there.
Here's your bench.
Wait, we're going to bench.
JoJo. I like the guy at the bottom. Designated instigator. Boy, dude, was he a pain in the butt to a lot of other teams?
Well, you're going with a 3-guard offense?
This is
JoJo,
this is the
DJ, and KC. Dave Cowens, Robert Parrish. Let me see that all-time starting team again. All right, Bill Russell, got to be Bird. Oh, you like McHale as an all-timer, huh? Bob Cousy and Sam Jones. Greatest bank shot shooter in the history of the game. And put Havlicek as a 6th man. That's not bad. That's not bad.
And your coach is, of course, Red Auerbach.
Oh, not Tommy Heinze. You're laughing. Not Chris Ford.
Hey, Heinze won 2 championships in 3
Casey
years.
Jones won 3.
He won 2. Bill Fitch won 1.
Bill won the other one, right? Bill Fitch is still coaching. The Boston Bruins, Stanley Cup champs, 39-41, hit a low point in their history last year. Their all-time Bruins team, I worked on this day and night.
Bobby Orr's career get cut short, boy. How great could he have been?
He was the greatest.
For a longer period of time.
The greatest ever, without question. Johnny Busick had left. Cam Neely at the right wing. His career got cut short as well.
You know, whenever the Celtics play a game or national anthem, Bird would look up at Orr's jersey. Always look up at that international.
Pass catch is made in the first one of the night by Kerry Brown. He's out of the Pacific.
Now, we've been talking.
How did you know that?
We've been talking.
How did you know that?
I think anybody in New York cares about it.
You're probably agitating. You're agitating people.
No, that's Danny Ainge. Plus, he'd be a good.
No, I said agitating, not instigating.
Okay.
Now, Pooch, Anthony Fucilla, he's both an instigator and an agitator.
Oh, big time. Big time. He's lost about 50 pounds.
I know. You know what it is? He's pulling that belt tighter and tighter and tighter now. It's like squeezing the air out of him. 38-12 with 6.5 remaining. They hand off to Pearson. Tackle made by number 56, Franklin Stevens. And on the play, George Del Rico wearing number 42 as well.
Folks at home are saying, don't you know there's a football game going on here? Why do they keep talking about this other stuff?
Fred Gale's wearing number 84, Dave, the veteran of this league, going on 8 years.
Tell you something this morning?
Could be his last go-around. He's 31 years old. He's a native of the Denver, Colorado area. When he goes back there following this season, he told me this morning he just might stay there and not play football again. He's had a great run.
Doesn't notice more, number 99. He's offside. You're not going to call it, though.
Coming up, making the tackle, Michael Middleton with Fred Gales to support.
The one penalty I have not heard in this league is lining up in the neutral zone. And you can see number 99 Otis Moore that time. Right there. He was lined up in the neutral zone. See his head? Where's the ball? Where's the helmet? He's in the neutral zone. The only guy allowed to be in the neutral zone is the center because he's holding on to the football.
One of your pet peeves, I've noticed. Saw Fred Smerlas this morning. does a radio show here in Boston, asking about arena ball. Wondering if a team would come to Boston. I think it'd be a great summer sport here, aside from baseball being the #1 sport. Oh, wide open, and he's going to catch another touchdown pass. Kerry Brown, he just flew by Michael Middleton.
24-yard reception.
Made it look easy.
Well, folks, we'll have the second all-time Celtic team here in a second.
24-yard touchdown to Kerry Brown. Clemente Gordon has been burning the CityHawks for the second time in the 2 games they faced each other. Walter Grant for the extra point to make it 45-12. And his kick is good. We'll be back to the Fleet Center. Kerry Brown has made it 45-12 Florida.
If you've ever tried to incorporate, you know how inconvenient and expensive it can be. But by calling AmeriLawyer, you can incorporate over the phone for only $99.95 and get your new corporation started immediately. Or call AmeriLawyer for a free information packet. It's quick, it's easy, and yes, the $99.95 includes the state filing fee. AmeriLawyer also handles DBAs and trademarks. Call the AmeriLawyer office nearest you today. Incorporate over the phone. It's quick and easy.
Hi, Alonzo Mourning here. Most of us are fortunate and have a chance to shoot for our dreams. But without our help, many South Florida kids may never get that chance. As Those Summer Groove presented by Carnival Cruise Line July 18th and 19th, we'll raise money for local kids programs with Hootie and the Blowfish, New Edition, and Warren G in concert, and a basketball game featuring Mitch Richmond, Gary Payton, and other top players. Call Ticketmaster for your tickets today. Join me as we help our kids shoot for their dreams.
Go ahead, let it rain. You've used Duxvac, clear multi-surface waterproofer. Left untreated, rain and moisture can strip wood of its natural beauty. But a one-coat application of Duxvac penetrates and seals to protect wood from warping and the ugly buildup of mold and mildew. Right now, get 25% more Duxvac absolutely free when you buy the new bonus size. For long-lasting protection against the elements, nothing sheds water like Duxvac. Available now at all Builder Square locations.
Nautilus Fitness with 3 locations. Call today about our free membership offer. Nautilus Fitness, making America...
You are a machine, a force to be reckoned with. To keep all pistons firing, you've got to feed the machine. And the fuel you need is right here in Men's Health. Get rock-hard abs now, 6 different ways, and no sit-ups. Discover superfoods for instant energy and fat burning. Eat what you want and still lose weight. Only Men's Health delivers the latest information that talks to real guys. Like the ultimate 20-minute workout to sculpt a body that says power. Call for your free trial issue. Keep it and get a full year for $19.97. You'll also get 3 books free. 100 Ways to Burn Fat Faster, The Men's Health Guide to Intimacy, and Quick and Healthy Cooking for Men. When it comes to romance, Men's Health reveals what she really wants and shows you how to make your relationship intense and incredibly pleasurable. Subscribe now for just $19.97. Cancel anytime and keep the free books. You're a machine. Try Men's Health today. Beat the machine.
From the Fleet Center in Boston, Mike Crispino and Dave Jennings. The Florida Bobcats, the home team tonight, playing a home away from home game, leading 45-12, trying to win their 4th game of the year. The kickoff is loose and picked up, and a touchdown is scored by Grady Ross. It took a weird bounce past Connell Maynard, and Grady Ross picked it up, and he's celebrating yet another touchdown.
Where those nets come into play.
Took a bad bounce as far as the CityHawks are concerned. End up in the field of play, and Grady Ross picked it up and ran it in.
Follow the bouncing ball. Oh, nobody can find it. Call it a 3-yard kick return.
Thomas Orr didn't react quickly enough. Look, he saw it, didn't pick it up. Nope. Grady Ross ran it in. 3.5 minutes remaining, and it has turned into a rout, 51-12. Kick is up from Walter Grant, and it's good. Florida Bobcats leading by 40 points, 52-12 with 3:09 remaining. Larry Kuharich and his team will drop to 2-9. They lost their first 4 in franchise history, then won a game, bounced back, got back in it a little bit, but about to drop their 4th in their last 5. They'll be back at it next Friday at Madison Square Garden. The Texas Terror will be in town. CityHawks hosting them. We'll begin our coverage at 7:30. Texas Terror have had some difficulties this year.
They're 3-7 coming into this weekend's game.
But as we mentioned earlier, 3 teams, Dave, that if they began the playoffs tonight at 5-5 would be in. So conceivably, I know it's a long shot. Prior to tonight's game, the CityHawks had a shot at it. They could have won the rest of their games, but the Bobcats are taking care of that. The same kick, this time fielded by Connell Maynard. Looking for room to run and can't find much. He's dropped at the 7-yard line. Out comes Mike Perez. He's 8 for 19 on the night, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns.
You know, what do you tell your team in the huddle when you're at this position? You're down by 40 points with 2:50 to go in the game. What do you tell the guys?
I was going to ask you that question.
I mean, you try and get them going.
Now, you played with some bad football teams. What was that like when things went wrong?
You know, the one thing you have to guard against is sniping. You know, guys sniping at each other. And, you know, the only thing I was trying to do, and for me, it was a little different because I wasn't a member of a group. I was, you know, an individual guy, but I was just trying to do my job and work hard. Just never quit. But sometimes it's tough. And you see other guys quit, and you just go through the motions.
I think this is the toughest sport, really. This is hockey to be in a situation where you're not winning games because it's so difficult physically to go through the beating you have to take and plus getting over the injuries.
Plus, there's a long time between games.
Perez lofting it up for Connell Maynard and just overthrew him down the sideline.
I mean, hockey and basketball and baseball, you play a game every other night. Baseball every night almost, 6 hours. Football is once a week. Now, on the other hand, when things are going well, it's fun because you got a week between games. You want to play, you enjoy playing, you're winning, everything's going right.
A week is a long time to think about trying to win a game, that's for sure. Clemente Gordon, 22 for 34 tonight for 281. He's been the story, 5 touchdown throws. Brett Gales goes in motion for Perez. Perez throws. Thomas the 11th with 1:10 and the clock running. Down to the 1-minute warning. That's good for 18 yards. Robert G. Orr wearing the same number. Thomas Orr tonight.
How about that? They retired his number?
Only 10 years. What a heartbreak when he went to the Blackhawks.
Yeah, but you know, his agent kept the deal secret from, you know, the Bruins wanted to sign him to a deal, and his agent, who was the guy from Canada? Is that? I don't want to say his name because I don't remember it.
Was it Alan Eagleson?
This guy got arrested, exactly.
Yeah, he's in some deep trouble. I think he's got a bunch of money socked away somewhere.
He never told Orr the deal the Bruins wanted to make with, so he signed with the Chicago Blackhawks.
Pass in the flat, complete, out of bounds. Thomas Orr, gain of 5. Yeah, well, hockey players have banded together much closer in recent years. Their players' union has won them some rights, some freedoms, but the era that Orr played in, those players were taken advantage of tremendously.
You know, and he, like Joe Namath, and like certain other players, they don't look right out of that uniform. You know, Namath didn't look right out of a Jet uniform when he went to the Los Angeles Rams.
Thomas Orr in some pain after that shot he took on the side boards. 2nd and 5. Canel Maynor motions. Throw, the catch made, and another shot into the boards. This one, a catch by Wayne Morris, who's back playing after 8 weeks away with knee troubles. 51 seconds remaining.
See a good, quick out pass to Morris, who hurt his knee, as you said, 3rd week of the season, been out for a while, so he's happy to be back.
Teammate of Wayne Grabetz and Hofstra. Grabetz and the Jets will go back to work. I believe it's next week, isn't it?
They report at the end of this week.
They'll work like they never worked under Bill Parcells. George Del Rico fumbles the snap and he gets rocked. That's a loss of 4. Perez calls a timeout. And Dave, you've been around the Hempstead complex over the past few years. How do you compare the environment now, in the past month, with what you've seen in the past decade?
Well, you can't. I mean, there's instant credibility with Bill Parcells there. Guys will do whatever he says because they have a total belief in him that whatever he says will help them get to the Super Bowl. And while I think there's some unrealistic expectations for media and fans for this season, I think the expectations for this Jet team down the next couple of years has to be very positive. Coach Parcells has been saddled with some salary cap problems. The Jets have thrown a lot of money at players the last couple of years, which has really hurt. But this team in the next couple of years will be a very, very good football team. They will compete. In due time, they should compete for the championship.
I'll tell you what, it should be an exciting year in New York football. When you think about it, the Giants under Jim Fossil, I think, are going to be much better offensively. That's been their problem the past couple of years. If their defense develops,
big key is Dave Brown. He can make him a quality quarterback.
There'll certainly be no excuses this year because Jim Fossil will give Dave Brown every opportunity to succeed, and that deflection nearly intercepted by Joey Vargas, but he couldn't hold on.
Same thing. You saw Canel Maynor in the back of the end zone wide open, and he ran across the back of the end zone, but there was a guy you'll see right in the middle, dropping number 33 of the note right there. I didn't get the number. There it is, number 21.
Kerry Brown.
Kerry Brown just dropped in there to make the play, so the ball will go over on downs. And I would be very surprised if the CityHawks start calling timeouts here.
40 seconds remaining, 52-12. The Florida Bobcats will win their 4th of the year. And really, realistically, if they could win their last 3, you'd have to say they've got a shot at the playoffs. New quarterback in to throw, and the catch made by Lauren Hamilton. Is that Jake? Jake Kelchner of West Virginia gets a shot here in the final minute.
Big Jake Kelchner.
He's 6'3", 210. Former Mountaineer. The Iowa Barnstormers lead the Central Division of the American Conference. They're at 7-3. The Arizona Rattlers lead the Western. They are 8-2. New Jersey Red Dogs 8-3. Nashville's Cats 7-3 in the Eastern Division of the National Conference, and the Orlando Predators are 8-2 in the Southern Division. Those 5 teams are over 500. The other 9 are 500 or below. They've let the clock run out, and the Florida Bobcats walk out of the Fleet Center with a 52-12 victory over the New York CityHawks. We will wrap it up in a moment when we return.
If you like your music hot and heavy, you want Rock This Way, a great new collection of 36 hard rocking hits. Rock This Way, 36 great songs on 2 cassettes or 2 CDs. Here's how to order.
Call toll-free 1-800-652-2112. Call from U.S. or Canada. That's 1-800-652-2112. Or send $19.98 for 2 cassettes or $26.98 for 2 CDs plus $4.95 shipping to the address on your screen.
Riverdance. It swept Europe and now is sweeping the U.S. Experience this symphony of sight and sound, now available on home video. Feel the pulsating rhythm as 80 performers ignite your passion. Order Riverdance today, and you'll save $5 through this special TV offer. Now you can own your copy of Riverdance for only $19.98. Don't miss your chance for the original Riverdance. Order now.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-652-2112 to order Riverdance. Order today and save $5. Only $19.98 plus shipping. That's 1-800-652-2112. Sorry, no CODs.
I've never seen a bait that would do all this.
Oh, man! What a fish! It's amazing, totally amazing. Oh. It's unbelievable. Got a big fish. Very impressive.
Just is amazing.
There's only one fishing lure proven to catch all these fish and virtually every species of game fish in North America. It's the Banjo Minnow, the world's first and only genetic response fishing lure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bill Dan. Well, I'm here to tell you that the Banjo Minnow is truly the most exciting thing I've seen in a mighty long time.
Predator fish are genetically programmed to attack and eat crippled, dying minnows. The Banjo Minnow perfectly mimics the spastic action of a wounded minnow. A movement so realistic and so irresistible to predator fish that it could actually trigger a genetic response, compelling them to bite, even when they are not hungry. Both in the wild and at sportsman shows across the country, the Banjo Minnow has proved itself again and again and again that it will outfish every fishing lure in existence today.
We had made a fishing lure that actually made fish bite, even if they weren't hungry.
And it works. Everywhere you want to fish.
I've not missed a fish on the Banjo Minnow.
It's just unbelievable. They're going to have to outlaw it. I was really impressed. There won't be a fish left in the world.
The Banjo Minnow's unique patent-pending rubber weed guard lets every fisherman fish anywhere, by the trees, over logs, on top of docks, right where the big ones are. Have your credit card ready and call now to order the complete 110-piece Banjo fishing system. You get 24 Banjo Minnows in 3 different sizes and 4 colors. Banjo weedless bait hooks, counterbalanced jigs, and much, much more. All yours for only $29.95. For faster service, have your credit card ready and call the number on your screen right now.
This bait is phenomenal.
The final score, 52-12. The Florida Bobcats rout the New York CityHawks tonight. 2 difficult losses in a row for the New York CityHawks. They're now 2-9 on the year. Jason Pohobic, a homecoming that will not be a happy one for him as he returns to Boston among family and friends. But the CityHawks have dropped 4 of their last 5 now. The crowd is surrounding the players on the field here. Loving arena ball in Boston. Perhaps a team next year. Next Friday, Dave Jennings and I will return on MSG. The CityHawks hosting the Texas Terror. Will begin our coverage at 7:30. Oh, it's coming up next. A scary moment in television history. Another half hour with field producer Anthony Fucilli as he canvasses the metro New York area. Fuch, Fuch, Fuch. There's a look at him. You'll get to hear him in action in just a moment. And following that, Deb Kaufman from the Coors Light MSG Sports Desk. The Yankees Old Timers Day. Roger Clemens returns to Boston, and much, much more. That coming up following Fuch. And making friends. Lots of them here in Boston. The Florida Bobcats played the home team role tonight and played it to near perfection. 52-12 was the final. And certainly enjoying the adulation of young people in the hub. And enjoying some wide open pass pattern routes. Clemente Gordon, 5 touchdown passes. Kerry Brown, the best dance of the night. The Bobcats leave Florida. They come to Boston. They win big. For Dave Jennings, this is Mike Crispino. Our producer, Jim Gallagher. Our director, Tom Meeberg. Our executive producer is Mike McCarthy. For all of us, good night from Boston.